Je Chodan Zoje Chona La Shangcha Bada Dana Jazan Age Chiche Jebe Sona Je Rola Benja Sanje Drapa Je Chodan Zoje Chona La Shangcha Bada Dana Jazan Age Chiche Jebe Sona Je Rola Benjo Sanje Draba Sanje Chudam Zoji Sanje Bata Dana Jazim Jaya Dage Chiche Jebe Sona Rola Benjo Sanje Draba. Okay. Morning again. Shobodale. Shobodale. Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good evening. Good evening, Linda, and good afternoon, Laura. Correct? Good. Okay. Good morning here also. Some people, good evening. And now the technology we can looking for everywhere. You know, one thing is we have very terrible happened last couple of years, the COVID-19, right? We're looking for the, situation very damage for everyone. A second one, we can say, excuse COVID right now still. You can join the teachings for everywhere in the sky, on the iCloud, on the Zoom. I think before we just start that, people say, wow, crazy people doing that. Why people do like that? Why they do it? This is lazy. But you can say that now people, they all look useful for from teacher side also use, the student side also use, join with the everywhere. They have some good, we can say, bad situation. Maybe got some good conditions also. We're able to listen teaching for everybody. I think that is all not too terrible. We think negative thoughts, they're not difficult things, right? Anyway, it's wonderful to for all of you person here, hardworking people, the second hardworking people on the iCloud. It's wonderful. Or anywhere is according to Buddhism, even you have the motivation to join with the Dharma activities, you create the humongous merit, great merit. You got good energy or influence our mind. Therefore, it's wonderful, and we will have important to good motivation according to Buddhism. Whatever you do, any activities, Dharma, or to good motivation, it takes to good way. You really do, then you have to do a perfect way or right way. Example, like, recite Oman Pema, one mala, everyone knows Oman Pema, right? They have the three different motivations. The best motivation to, all the mother sentient beings, as same as me, to wish to happy, wish to free from suffering. So also they are very kind for me, directly, indirectly. Therefore, I want to do something for them to repay back. Therefore, for that, I want to benefit for them. I will say, Oman Pema. best motivation. Let's say that matters never finish until all Mother Samgye beings enlightened. Limitless Samgye beings, right? Because your dedication very, very far, very, very far. Like example, you drop the little water on the ocean. They mix the whole ocean until all ocean dry. You melt in your like you drop water into that. Same like that. Your motivation join that pray can join the good motivation about the powerful. That's one. The second is okay. I wanted to pray something. I heard there's a future according to Buddhism. Is after we die, we not just pray. We will come back with different forms, different maybe different country, different forms. Therefore, I want to become better life, better than this life. It's like think about like that. Then we say, Oman Pemo. This is not best one. It's also good. Okay. Then another one, I say, I think for us like we are dead. The one sick, the one tired, the one obstacles. Therefore, I'm going to use Oman Pemo for this time, this life. Oman Pemo. It's okay, but I think maybe we are all like that. Therefore, this is less power because until you finish this life, you married finish because you just catch only that. You have the water small ball here, drop the small ball, dry, your water is gone. Something like that. Therefore, we, according to Buddhism, especially Tibetan Buddhism, we say we are the Mahayanist. Now, what's good motivation? We just recite, take refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, enter, enlighten. Not just me, enter, enlighten all Mother Samgye beings. This we call refuge. Your motivation like that, that's good. And secondly, then what?
No,
So although to
merit from giving and the rest.
yeah,
To aid all.
may all become Buddhahood. This is we call Bodhicitta motivation. Bodhicitta, the most powerful way, mind, awakening mind. That kind of motivation, with some action, more power. Therefore, we're going to force very strong motivations, set up, think of the meaning we just recite. Lord Mani, okay, why I'm here? Because I want to benefit. I want a meaningful life. What it means? Meaningful life means just something benefit for everyone. Therefore, I'm going to do what can means meaningful life. According to Buddhism, you do some develop compassion with chitta, loving kindness for all mother subject. That can thought. Then I have also what you have thought, your action will go that way, right? Or mind say, okay, I want to go to the beach. Go to the beach to go. Your mind, your body will go that way. You say, I'm going to shopping. Like your motivation or your thought takes you with that. Therefore, you say, I want to go benefit for all mother sentient beings. Therefore, I'm going to study. I'm going to listen to teaching. That kind of thought keep develop a little bit. Okay, without meditation. Okay, keep that thought. Or you already recite the verses, just thinking the meaning of that. Okay? You all ready? Again, for everyone aware of your own thought, renown, and the person. You don't have to stop what you have thought, just try to awareness. Just watch what kind of thought you have right now. This is the how to meditation. If you focus or concentration on your own thought, whenever you meditation like that, you don't have to stop. Even doesn't matter what things that. If your like mind thinking so many different things, just aware that you don't have to follow, but you don't have to stop that. If you become more familiar with like that way, then easy to control our own mind. But naturally, if you're not focus that, just aware what you thought going on our mind right now. Even the like some negative thoughts, some destroy minds, just watch. But it will just go away. If you try to stop that, it becomes more coming. If you have some positive thoughts, then you can keep that mind aware. Sometimes you try to keep that mind very serious, then also go away. Okay? How's it? You go all over the world or you stay with your mind? You go to your kitchen, your garage, your office. This is the how to meditation, how to keep practice our mouth, how to meditation. First just looking, if you say mouse going here, not chest. If you chest, look at where you lose. Just looking. Not follow, they just look, oh, he's going that, all like that. It keeps our mind more calm. Then we become more familiar with that way that we can easy to control our mind. You say you are not very happy or feel maybe get mad someone, you say, oh, I don't want to get mad, it's bad. I don't want to get mad, it doesn't go away. Just aware that. Just not try to follow that. Different, right? Aware, not follow that. They become like naturally to calm down or go away. Okay? Therefore, I'm sure everyone have good motivation, and we're going to do a little bit of meditation. We recite the verses guide to the Sadhu way. The verses are very similar, like a little bit different way. If we say, oh, go to the Bodhisattva way like that it doesn't work for us. You just recite one verses, then I try to a little bit explain, it's the easiest way. There's so many ways to explain. You can go to very, extensive or more details. They only use the Dharma words. Then we have not much. Or there's luck here. It doesn't connection with me. We think like that. It doesn't work for us. Therefore, we try to, recite and a little bit, discussion. Then we do a little meditation. Okay, I'm like that person. Not say, oh, maybe he's like that person. Maybe my neighbor is like that exactly. Maybe co-worker. It doesn't work out. Right? If we sick, we have to take medicine ourselves. He takes, she takes, doesn't work for us, right? This is a problem for all of us, between Dharma and our between us, like elephant go through, then Dharma doesn't work. Or practice doesn't work. You need to totally skin. You skin our mind. Usually when you recite, books or it may be talked by me. This describe like me. Think that shows to you really into the Dharma. Then someone explained the Dharma. He or she or read my mind. Oh, how they knows me like that? If you're able to feel like that, it's really Dharma go into our mind. Others, oh, maybe he's talking about her. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, this can be that person like that. Oh, yeah. Then Dharma between us with a big gap, Dharma doesn't really work for us. Okay? Purpose, study Dharma, identify ourselves. We say, no, I'm right. You say, someone say, you don't identify yourself. No, I know what kind of person be. I'm a good person. We say, identify our own, nature, maybe nature, personality, what kind of person be. We need to. It's important to that. Then we read the Dharma. Okay, just I'm like that person. I'm this one. They describe for, okay, what we have to think, what we have to do, who do that. Okay. Just I'm like that group. There are couple groups. Usually we need the best group, right? We are the best person. You go work, you go just, school, and you go to some companies. I want the best one, whatever you do. Then we can check. This is, other person cannot, describe or explain what kind of person is. We have to check our own that. Okay? Oh, okay. Do that. Just here and go back home. Everyone good? You guys comfortable with that? I think you guys are very comfortable with that. You're not comfortable, we have not much things to do. Here, the people have not much choice. You have to just sit properly, sit down. You guys just sit, whatever you like, comfortable. You can choose whatever you like, okay? Okay, ta kazanando shuloga jadu the time. So what was it?
86, I think.
86, yeah. And ta jadu the kalana. Ta Number nachu nyamle, nabe nachu samtanda shugara.
So the verse 86 explains about how to practice Buddhism.
Then the rank dig she las, nyangan mepa, mazichi. Sonum sheba jandala, lynching the chundy thumbs. A kanje so la chick Lee Nasa Simji don't kanji Mindava Yandava de so near Sasha Viga. Ani a David Younger is.
So it reads, let alone not having any remorse about the wrongs that you committed, or mind. Why do you wish to compete with others who have committed meritorious deeds? So whatever an experience we have, sufferings that we experience, whether it's a physical suffering or mental suffering, it is all because of our own karma that we have created in the past.
Oje Cheda Ani Niachik Soso Chik Magasi Mitinella Soso Chik Shawalamdo Yapoyongana. A Koran Sonum Sasha in the way, cannot tell a trouble Karjasavius.
And whatever good happens is because of the meritorious or virtuous actions we have created in the past. So when someone else that we don't like, who is experiencing good things, it's because of their own virtuous actions or merits that they have created in the past. So why should you feel unhappy about it?
Okay. Andi Karlason Marazo Sosu good Tamda Nyandra down Soso Goya the Mandavate. So someone what they Suzu Javangama Sachi Bendeveres. That's Suzu Tate Chikaji Magasa, Suda Town the Mid Susu Lamdo Royavana Te. Now tell him Chato Te Pengama, Te Koran gives them Sasha Bendeveres.
So whatever things that are not working with us, and like not being successful or not having the things that we want, it's because of not having created cause for that. And if someone else or someone who we don't like, is having good things happening with them, then that's because of their own good karma or the positive actions that they have created in the past. So why should you be jealous about that?
Okay, that's the tongue of something that tongue and Zubena. And Zubena Susu, a legion of the Simjing Karesh one and day. Then Aran Tawangam Sashabel, a ligament, there is some to do.
So now try to contemplate that whatever bad things that you're experiencing, whether it's a physical pain, sickness, disease, or mental suffering that you are going through, and think that this is because of your own negative karma that you have created in the past. Can you think that like that?
I'm take gom jataki, take gom the jaganda, so samnodanda, so that legion of the Simjang and Mena the Yashure, Tanga to go at it, Kasich. Mandavo Yavana, oh, Ningaranga Chawanga message, let's do sometime to do it.
So now we're going to meditate on that, okay? Thinking that whatever bad experience you have, whether it's a physical pain or mental suffering, it's all because of my own negative karma that I've created in the past, okay? Of course, we each of us have problem, right? Of course, if you don't have problem, then that's best. But if you have problem, then think of that problem as being a result of your own native karma. Okay, so contemplate.
So the days Tawamata the Mitichik, Leka Kajinachi, Shawalam Rana, to Semla Tate Chik, Magawa to Legdue.
And also someone that we don't like, if he or she is having good experiences, being successful, being famous, and so forth, then we feel a little bit of envy or jealous, or like feeling of discomfort about that.
Okay. 단 대가도 내가 제금을 하든 내는 조금만 내 제금 대 아니 나한테는 렌도야 나한테는 삼소도 돼야 나한테는 돼야 세상 당고인다.
So this is analytical meditation. Okay, so you're going to be thinking like that. Am I having this experience? Is it because of this, or am I feeling unhappy or jealous or envy, about others who are having good experiences? So thinking like that. Okay.
Okay. 가보면 아비유. Okay.
미지 라보자드다.
왜?
Michael, is it? You have a question?
I did. I just didn't want to interrupt anything. Can you just explain to me, let's say something bad happens to us, like we got robbed or beaten up. How does that relate to what you're saying about negative karma being due to something we did? How does that relate to it if we're going through a bad situation like that?
그래서 대영화대 제다 깨면은 이거 말 대영화대 가서 남배지나 다 수수가 제왕하면 레지 쌓여 그래서 될라고.
So yeah, I mean, any kind of bad experiences we're going through, like you said, if you are beaten up or you are robbed, then that is also a result of negative karma that you have created. So it's the negative karma you have created in the past, and then also it has to meet with the condition, of that person, robbing you or beating you. So that has, of course, all has to do with the cause and condition. Without that, nothing's going to happen.
그러나 대인 남시 장모차나 남시 장모도 그 헛가져 그 제다 깨 몸보일 그 헛가 사와자 헛가 장모차는 거.
So like if today, if it's let's say if it's very, very cold, bitter cold, and you don't like it and you feel suffering of cold, then that is also a result of negative karma. And it has to meet with the many cause and conditions together for that to happen. Without all this cause and condition, it will not be like so cold or so hot.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. It's just I have to think on it because it makes me feel like Buddhism is kind of saying that it's kind of on us for having had this bad thing happen. So I'm just a little confused about that. But we can move on and I can think about that. Thank you.
Yeah, that 낭발 제나 먼저 미 먼저 가서 중국 제바다 야면은 먼저 동화들의 제바이나 되는 대 먼저 있게res 그랬어.
대 소소라 간지 타쪽 간지 대 소소를 잡아요. 소소 농투 요래 소소 티볼 요래스.
Yes, it is. It is saying like that. It is in fact. Buddhism is saying that if I am going through that kind of hard time of being, robbed or beaten, then there is a hand from my side, for me to go through that. It will not just happen, without me having created some causes and conditions in the past.
야, 너도 레라오면 너도 배 차보 깔래카고 선배 레라고 하게 말해. 그래서 뭐 그래?
Yeah, of course, so it's a you have to, when you analyze about it, then it will make sense, but it is not easy to think right away like that, but when you when you think about it, then it will take time, but it will make sense. And of course, when you go through all the details, it's a little bit hard, extremely hard, even more hard than other things. So it will take time, but you have to keep on thinking. So that's why we do this analytical meditation of thinking about the things that we're going through is a result of our own negative karma and other conditions that brings it up.
근데 내내 지역가 그냥 고알 놓주 지야 말아. 고알 놀줘야 말아. 때 뺏는 것이 안 산도 고알 놀도 그래.
So yeah, so it doesn't mean that we are to be blamed only for that, and it's not like that. So we should not misunderstand. Sometimes, of course, it's very easy, like just like it happened to you, or other people might think in that way that it's all to do with me. It's like that, so that, but it depends on many causes and conditions.
제자네. 근데 가서 선배나 소소라 강에도 총사와인데 네 총화되게 소소 랭아마다 다 소소면 가와고면 당 근데 마요와라 아니 소소고 야 탑지 제와다 강에도 양파 돈을 지야라 채월면지 야 그때 따데 너무 레레데 샤샤드네 말이지.
And so of course, it's not easy. Like I said, it's difficult to accept that. But if we really think about it, and then it will make sense, and then then we can accept it that way. It becomes easier. Easier when we think more and more about it. Then it will make sense, and it will become easier for us to accept that. And also, of course, like the great practitioners, will think in a very positive way. Even that, if somebody robs you or beats you, say, oh, that's so good. Now my karma, my native karma is purified. By experiencing that bad thing, my native karma is purified. And so I say, oh, that's so good. Now I'm free from the native karma. You can even think like that, And then then you can, and also it can be a lesson for us thinking that, oh, this is because of my native karma that I am going through this kind of experience. So in order to not have this kind of experience in the future, I should not create any kind of native karma at all. So we can make a determination like that. Through that experience, we can learn a lesson for ourselves.
Okay. Chana changa nuru tati mewa soya ma tere kisha mare te mewa soya yore. Devata mame ko mewa soya yore.
And it's not saying that it's all your fault and this is what you have to go through. It's not saying like that only. So of course it's our fault, but it can be avoided. Before we experience the result, we can purify those native karmas. By doing that, we can get rid of those experiences. So it is not saying that we have to go through that and nothing we can do about it.
Okay, look at that. Now we're going to meditation, the meaning of that verse 86. Okay. Did we read last week? Okay, maybe Bob, you can read everyone here. There's enough. You say Bob's very good, technology. Now we can see the people, we can see the text. Then read an analytical meditation yourself. Analytical, right? Okay. Does I'm like that kind of person? Okay.
Let alone not having any remorse about the wrongs that you committed, O mind. Why do you wish to compete with others who have committed meritorious deeds?
Okay. That meditation that does I am like that kind of person. Okay. Okay? Be able to think that? Because it's really helpful. When they pen, when the thing they tower, China rank a dish pay. Young map a message in the country, Susula. Lee Semki, Kangi Shawat, and that's Susu. May such a bit and living in the to some two do yes.
So this is a very effective verse because whatever bad experiences we're going through, it's because of our own negative karma, and we should have remorse, for having created all those negative karma. And so it's this thing that is saying that, are you able to think, this is, all because of your negative karma?
I take in the Otanga mid Dugarishang, Duchajang, do it, some Kishamare.
It doesn't mean to say that you have to think that, oh, I'm a bad person, I'm an evil person, I have committed bad in the past, and because of that, I'm going through all these bad things. You don't have to think like that.
Chedan Dibana Narang Yamnoshana, Nani Loching and Lokaje, Nam Motor Kamba Cha, Laba Cha, Zigo Chada, Kangarete. The Nekavlatan de Suzuko, Tanya Saji, Son Karo, and Dever Samna, and Lila Kangi Kasayo and a Semati Kege when Jotangamadu. Then I'm going to Yamno Shetogo.
So Geshe said he can relate this, from his own experience. Like last year when he had a bad accident, and he had all these body parts broken, like legs and hands, chest, and all these things, broken. And at that time, when he said he was able to, think that it's all because of his own native karma that he's going through this kind of pain. And no matter how much pain he was experiencing in the body, but in his mind, he was like very at peace.
And the Yena get the Otandi Naranga Leres and Dede Mangam, Mangala Tapaji Tema, Java Dosar.
But he said, he didn't just say that there and said, okay, it's my karma, I have nothing to do. There's nothing I can do about it. No, he didn't just sit there. He went, he went back to the hospital and tried to get better and do all the things he can do to cure himself. So he said he has visited over 100 times now.
Right? Maybe we want to say 100 times. Or the specialist, not just the regular doctor. You understand, right? Cheda, he can hang it or can you so Otandi Suzu in the Lenin and the Sabaji. Yenaya, they Suzu accept Chene, and in Karotikang la Pataya Tabi, Garchen Chew or Chevana, can you send them to send can you tell me?
So, accepting in that way that this is the negative karma, this is the result of negative karma that I've created in the past, and Geshe said he felt much better. Of course, after thinking that, then you should again, apply any means you can, to cure the disease. You don't just sit there and say, okay, this is my negative result of my negative karma, and I'm purifying negative karma, and just sit. No, you should not just sit there. Of course, you should do all the things that you can to get better.
Okay. Cheda, there's somebody called Mangan Romocho, Mangan, especially judges that then go to what they.
So it doesn't mean that you should just accept and sit there at home and go through the pain. No, you should go back to the hospital and get the treatment and do all of the means that you can apply to get better.
제가 때는 단단 마고가 저만하지 다 수주 그마저 지금 예다 나오더래나 샘라 내 수주 사셔 벌랭네 그래스 야사마이나 수주 샘 마고 팽그래 아니 라레달라 아니 하 텐데 마요 와다 텔라야지 간지 요야가 답시오로 와.
And just like Michael asked about the question about if somebody steals or robs or beats you up, then what should you do? Of course, if you are able to think that this is the result of my native karma, then your mind will be at peace. But physically, if you can run away or if you can avoid that, of course you should do that. You should not just sit there and say, "Oh, this is the result of my native karma." You should, of course, run away or avoid it, and whatever you can do, you should do that.
Right? Now today the weather's cold, yes.
Negative karma that ripens in this life doesn't necessarily come from this life. It can be from our past life that ripen in this life. Yeah,
exactly. Usually, the three ways to ripen the negative karmas. You create this life, also ripen this life. or next life, or next life. That's not means. Therefore, if that happen, we can say, like very bad people, a lot of bad things, very, successful. It's go very well. So why that happen? Not because he or she, bad person, create more negative karma, but things going well, but previous good karma happen this time, like that way. Okay? It's not means, you create good things happen like that. It's not like weather. Morning is very cold, then after not get snow. It's not like really that. The cold brings snow, right? Not all the time. Okay. 다 소소대 되니까 something 다시 아니 잠좀 소소대 마가시 밀어야 남로라는 거 som때 마가 용돼.
Then also, like when some bad thing happened to ourselves, we should think this is the result of negative karma, our negative karma. And then when something good happens to somebody who we don't like, do we feel unhappy, a little bit, jealous or envy feeling?
Is right. Why I'm that? Like, why my boss like him? Like me, I did better than them. We feel like that. Therefore, don't think that. It means it doesn't help for you. It doesn't follow them. Also destroy your own mind. Okay. Now we got something to practice here. Is we need to check. Okay, does I am like that person? Okay, not he or she. Don't you chapter
So let's read the verse 87. Even if your enemy is made unhappy, what is there for you to be joyful about? You're merely wishing for them to be hurt, did not cause them to be injured.
Okay. Kate dashi maga and garu kate dashi gana hans ela chega chishi yo cheji yemen zamjina tela nevi temanjeras. Kadi karikon ane chiga 소소 양 마가세 민데 수 나오더다 같이 소소 마가베 메질라 인치 강에도 쇼와이나 제 저는 그때 같이 좀 가오ቸ리였어 선배 좀 가오였어 다다 코 따라줘서 코민도 자시고 코 때문에 따라다니다 같이 되는 마음을 다 가다.
So on the first two liners, even if your enemy is made unhappy, what is there for you to be joyful about? Right? So like sometimes, if something bad happens to someone that we don't like, who we consider a bad person, if they say, oh, this person is bad, even though, nothing to do with us, but in general, if that person is bad and then something bad happens to him or her, and they say, oh yeah, that's right. That's he deserves that. It should have happened to him. Yes. Like that. If you feel like that, that's what it means by like feeling joyful. Right. So do you feel like that? That's the caution, right? And the advice is that no, you should not feel like that. You should not feel happy when someone you don't like or someone who's bad is unhappy.
잠깐만 TV다 대려다 TV다 되나 아니 다미 파주면 말업치게요지 아니 코치 무슨이라고 제 재능 가서 어떻게 딱딱이 거 세잖아 딱딱이 그런 소리도 없습니다.
So like when we're watching movies, in the movies you have these bad guys, right? So when bad thing happens to the bad guy, when the bad guy is killed or bad thing happens to the bad guy, then we feel like, oh yeah, that's right, that's good, like that. Do you feel like that?
나대도 그 몸이 막 고네 거쳐야 돼. 기샤라샤 토이 말이야. 얘는 잠정간도 산주로 따내 내려래도.
So in the movie, it's like that, but you can just maybe in the back of your mind is, oh, it's just a made up, that person's not really going through bad things, so not really doing bad. But sometimes, in the real story, right, in the news, you hear that, right? Something bad happening to the bad person.
제가 밑에 봐주는 명 누자인 거지. 그 내가 누자 제어하지. 얘는 안중근이 그 누자 쟤네 콜라지 예받았나? 그 따따이 밑에 말아보지요. 밑에 예받 빵거 일남나. 이거 간나 수술을 내가 밑 봐줄 게 누구 말했어. 쟤네 텐데 싸매요 말이라고 다 가지.
So what he's saying is that you should not feel happy when something bad happens to someone who is a bad person or someone who you don't like. So you're wishing, for them to be unhappy or wanting them to be sick, injured, and so forth will not make them sick or injured. But thinking in that way creates negative karma for yourself. So even though you're thinking that way, even if you think or even if you wish for them to be unhappy or sad, it will not really make them unhappy or sad. So now this is what you're going to analyze about yourself, okay? So it says, am I that kind of person who feels happy, when someone that I don't like, is unhappy or injured, or am I someone who is wishing others, to be other person who I don't like, to be unhappy or sick and so forth? Am I like that? So this is what you're going to analyze about yourself.
And me pacho me marab jemba na ku marab cheding na yemba na ya ko yemba tai ku me marab rewa ku me marab da ko la 바로 녀다도면 저기도 대간 저쇼나 ku marab chedna ko ning ku me marab lage mare na chana ku marab na chana ke tele laba chen chao mares ko anto de che laba ma chum ku me marab lage mare te ko aluni majimesh.
But don't misunderstand that you are you're thinking that person is not bad. Of course that person might be bad. You don't have to you don't it's not saying that person might be bad. That person might have done bad things or evil things and is an inappropriate person, but if you think like that, that's bad for yourself. It doesn't mean that that person is not like that and you should not think like it's not like that, and that person may be like that, but from your side you should not think. If you think that way, then it becomes bad for yourself. For example, if someone kills someone, then of course that person who killed is bad, right? It has done wrong things, so he's a bad person.
karna ko teni lega duja che na na de ko lega duja che ta ko le nyeba ko le bana mami nyeba ro ta na oda ko men duja de ko lega duja ta ko le ne ta da che wo sa teni ga je ele cho ga ma gum sting cha pheng ma re ti cha nyeba sa ro res.
And so that person is bad, but if he is arrested, if he is punished, and then you in your mind you think, oh, that's good, that person should be punished, that's good, he deserves that, and so forth like that. If you think like that, then that doesn't add anything to his suffering, but it becomes bad for your mind, so you should not think like that. That he's going to be punished, and he's arrested and he's going to be punished, but but if you think that, oh, that's good, then that's not good for yourself. So this is how how it is explained in Buddhism. So Buddhism is all about mind, it's motivation of mind.
Okay, now we deliver. Yes.
So if you observe somebody that did something bad, and it's obviously bad, and then they get punished or suffer. So if I feel good because they're suffering, that would create bad karma for myself just by feeling good about that.
Exactly.
So I have to be very careful not to feel good about that.
Exactly.
Bad karma.
You got it. That's good. Right? Okay. Now we have to feel, okay, does I'm like that kind of person? It's a very difficult change, especially if we don't like someone that happened. But the text say, don't think that. Why? Doesn't help for you. Create the negative karma. I said, why? But all the create the negative karma, create the positive karma, also a lot depends on your motivation. Remember, I explained before. Okay. Now we meditation this verse. Okay. Yes, I'm like that person. If you yes, then we have to change. This is how to identify ourselves, what kind of person me, aware ourselves, can person me. Okay? You do meditation, analytical meditation, okay? This is not a concentration meditation, it's analytical meditation. Okay? Okay? Do you find yourself special watch TV, news? Yeah, that's good. We need like that person. We think, somebody we read, somebody we feel like that, right? According to Buddhism, they say, oh, don't think this is not your business. No. It's not means that other person are good. From yourself, not develop for angry or rejoice for other bad person. Bad thing happen. Yes.
Something that came up for me, this related to a lot of the social justice things that happen in this country. For example, like a lot of when I was meditating, what came out was something like for example, like a police beat up someone who is not when they're not supposed to, or even killed somebody, and a lot of the reaction that I face, that I struggle with, is how do you do something to change the condition so that that doesn't happen again, and do it without feeling angry at, for example, the police who maybe did something wrong. So I think I'm still struggling to to protect my mind. I sometimes would be like, I don't want to do anything about this. It makes me angry. Yeah. But then that stops me from doing something. And if I were to do something, then a lot of times the people around us are angry and they feed into that too. But yeah, that's something I'm just struggling with.
Yeah, we have to do more training mind, more meditation, more thinking. It's really something help me, really something benefit for me, it's really benefit for others. This is, really talk about Dharma way. Okay? Okay, that is sholoka shumata. That chejin tope dungati, sonna chega chishi yo. Ate choran jeshi na nele poma jinchi yos. I kanji chorang dobegi ani pachoge dungati tribana chorang pemba chiri yores. So tele tab jinchi yo mares.
And now the next verse, read. And even if the enemy does suffer as you had wished, what is there for you to be joyful about? If you say, for I shall be satisfied, how could there be anything more wretched than that?
Hige karna kewa shuma shui sosugo mi pachola dukbo yunga tela charanga ne gawa gomsha wane hige charanga lengya sa ne 다 지나래 내가 누가 한 거래서.
So if something bad happened to someone that you don't like or who's bad, and you feel happy about that, joyful or happy about that, then that creates negative karma in you.
내가 지난 게 내가 드려야기 챘다. 나한테 사만 지나라 주마 내가 누가 한 거래서.
And because you have created negative karma by thinking, by rejoicing or by being joyful about other person's suffering, that has created negative karma in you. And even though you feel satisfied at that time, but it has created a cause for you to suffer in the future. So what can be worse than that?
이거 빼라 자주 작게 되라고 줘. 빼나스.
And the example for that is given in verse 89.
Okay, maybe you can read two verses, 87, 89 together.
Miguel, you're doing a good job. We're going to let them out today so they can live another day to hunt.
If you feel the urge,
I want you guys to know.
Input. Yeah.
I think Andrew has a question.
Okay, Andrew.
So is it like the reason it's so bad is because if you're giving by rejoicing in their suffering, you're giving into hate and anger, which is like the opposite of a bodhisattva attitude. And the more you kind of rejoice in bad people suffering, the more you're not having the bodhisattva attitude of even wishing them well, but you're building up so much hate and anger that you're almost losing your bodhisattva attitude and then having an attitude of hate and anger. But my question is kind of like where that guy was going with the social justice thing. Like a lot of people like get into power in this country not just due to hateful people voting hateful people into power, but because of like voter apathy, because of apathetic people. And I was wondering in Buddhism, what is the difference? Like, how does the attitude, how do people become like apathetic? Like, is there a relationship to apathy and hate in Buddhism?
가로 구심하게 갈라서.
어디 믿어서 내가 삼로 두자 당생 가능성이 그랬어. 나저기 다 미실로 독자 중앙이나 나는 다 독자 중앙이나 나저기 다 미독자질라 누가 중앙이나 나저기 막아서 독자 중앙이나 나저기 다 제수에라 주려 말했어. 가 검비야 말했어. 가서 나다 뒤에 나저라 장주 셈바기 다 가서 장주 셈바기 장주 셈베 셈라 있는 그랬어. 가서 장주 셈바이나다 사말라다 펜베 삼로 당 거라. 나다 뒤에 다 지금 나바 삼로 당 말이나 내가 다 장주 셈바기 셈라 누구여서 주려 말했어 그랬어. 이나다 미카시다 때나 즉 소속이 지금 누바디 배주당다 망미도 누바디 배주당 미신다라 정화체죠라 너바차 정화체죠 다 텔라가 저기 때 근데저 내가 용수를 생각하는 삼당 그랬어 근데 내 독자 근데 차스 그랬어 그래서 내가 군대 내 독자 근데서 그래서 간 삼고라 근데 독자도 믿고 이렇게 삼고라 내가 근데 내 독자 차스 그랬어
알아 그 독자 차스를 내가
나 근데 가져라 독자들이 이거 알았어 가져 있거든
that's all. You understand?
I think I don't know if I'm understanding Andrew correctly, but he's saying, well, how does that not become not become apathy, right? If you're trying to train,
how you become
the question is, can you really do something? And in most cases, you can't, and so why get angry?
Yeah. 제가 남배 근데 나도 그 제가
그렇습니다.
아,
다 샘도 연구라다 샘데 즉 샘도 연구라다 미라 독자지 맞으면 간대 따다이 지하스로 즉 샘도 연구라 어디서 올라
샘도 연구 어때 샘도 연구
그거 말아요
아니 샘도 맞으려고 말이야 샘도 제조 답배 사송 되네 도와 총송 되네 맞으나 따다이 되네 수치 많이 나서 대삼초 그랬어.
Yeah, of course you can be apathetic, I mean you can have that. It doesn't mean that you should not feel anything, You should not have feeling for the person who's beaten, or you shouldn't have any feeling for the person who is beating. And you can have feeling apathetic for both of them. A person who is beaten, should not happen that, and because he's going through suffering. And then a person who's beating also can think, should not have done that because he's creating negative karma again, And so we can have like that kind of concern for both of them.
tendige kanje duja songedala ya kola duja nyebata wana sude gawa magumse karna ane te gawa gun soro pengma pajura pengma res soro nyeba chalu res.
So like for example, if it's someone that you don't like who's beaten, right, by authoritative person like police, and then you might feel happy about it. Oh yeah, this person, even though it's in the same case, that person is using his power to misusing his power to beat it up. But if that person who is beaten is someone that you don't like, then you might feel happy, right? So that's saying that you should not feel happy about that also. Yeah.
아니 지세나 고롱마 제들라 다 된다 지세나 고롱마 제스.
So rejoicing, is called this wrong rejoicing. It's rejoicing in the wrong way.
Okay. 아니 페레 쟤네나 된리게 소소고 된 제와이나 나도 아니 냐데 홀로 사야게 아니 가로 티샤테 그저 차네 아니 티 타바데 카나지 아니 텔라테네 아니 칼마체 양나 숨 아니 세 안도 강하게 다 수만 되어진 거다 코 내가 이까지 사야 띠들라 차바 티원가 대배다 배.
So that's what it says in the verse 89, right? It's example, this hook cast by the fishermen of disturbing conceptions is unbearably sharp, having been caught on it. It is certain that I shall be cooked in cauldrons, by the gardens of hell. So it's like, example of a fish, you have the hook, to catch the fish, right? So what you have on the hook is like a small piece of meat or something, right? Worm or something like that. And then you put it, and because the fish is attached to that, and out of attachment for that, it goes to eat it. When it's trying to eat it, then it gets caught, into mouth, and then it feel pain there, and then it's brought out, and then after that, maybe it's the cut and then cooked, and all this suffering comes, from because of having this little attachment, to the meat on the hook.
제상도 세당기 냐와티기 아니 공로의 세당기 냐 짝들 좋아이나 아니 디나 숨지 아니 소소고 동아 챈들라 하나 동아니고 제와 샤마양 냐소제야 어떤데 디바요레스 니가요레스.
So that's what he's saying here, that the iron, the hook, is like of the fisherman, is a disturbing conception of the anger and attachment. So if we get into that, then from there we'll be caught, just like the hook, that catches the fish will be caught, and then so through that we're going to create negative karma. We're caught by that disturbing conception, and through that we create all this negative karma, and then as a result, we'll be born in the hell, and we'll be cooked and so forth in the cauldron in the hell like that.
간단히 대나가 알아서 내차 세다 뜨무 공족이 아니 냐기 훅티벌 맞춰봤지.
And so what it's saying is that we should not be caught into this the hook of the disturbing conception.
제가 나도 내차 세다 공족 훅나 담도 추르고도.
So the disturbing conception here is like the anger, attachment, jealousy, and so forth, right? So these are the ones that we get caught into, and so we get caught by these disturbing conceptions.
배차샤나 냐데 냐와기 짝치되나 투나 아니 간데 둥아마 보용도 대도 치바를 알아서 내차 세다 뜨무 공족 훅되나 투나 되는 거래스.
So just like if the fish is caught by this hook, then it gets into all these problems, right? Being caught, being cooked, being eaten, and so forth. So just like that, if we are caught by this hook of the disturbing conception, such as attachment, anger, and so forth, then we will have to go through all these kinds of stuff, all sorts of sufferings.
얘들 고도 내차 세다 고로데 냐세가 짝잖아지 되는 얘가 더 나도 통돼.
And so do we see these disturbing conceptions such as attachment, anger, jealousy, and so forth as a as a dangerous, thing like a hook for the fish? Do we see like that?
No, right? We don't say. If you say we touch the hook, don't touch it. It be kind of make warm for yours. We said that we don't really aware how attachment, jealous, anger, hooks go always catch us, right? Well, then there's something that then the patient on the patient of kanji nyasme charge te no ninga chi chiba yo res no don desha che da tembuso.
So according to the text, it's saying that these disturbing conceptions, such as attachment, anger, and so forth, are as dangerous, as the hook, for the fish.
Okay, do we feel like that's dangerous? No, right? Well, Bob, do you feel? No, right? Yeah, we don't really feel. You feel sometimes?
The way I read it, it says that the disturbing emotions are the fishermen. The hook is result, right? The pain, like the hook cast by the fishermen of this disturbing.
제가 노모가 냐와치. 지당 노모 말이 빠디 냐와로. 그래도 영화도 말이 배운 거를 미시본 거 연구를 본데 자전거도 봐서. 노모데 냐와듯이. 아니 단 대차 세다 뜬거 섬지 딱 호드 찬거 그래.
Yes, that's right. The disturbing conception, like the ignorance, will be like a fisherman, and the hook that cast by the fisherman is like the attachment, anger, and so forth that comes from the ignorance or disturbing conception.
Does it make sense? Yeah. Ignorance. I don't desha sheda yo ignorance mari beong ko ra mari ba.
So because the root of the delusion, is the ignorance, right? So that the attachment, anger, and so forth comes from the ignorance.
되게 다 냐타 대사 제다 때문에 코로서 배운 거다. 근데 나도 팁을 쓰는 거다.
So this disturbing conception, throws this iron hook, of the attachment, anger, and so forth, and then we get caught by that.
Right? 제다 단다 차서는 미 이거서 코로서 따와 슈첨보. 나 인생에 따와 슈첨보 대원게 다 미션발라고 통주 제와다. 근데 니주지 봐 연구 여러 봐.
And so because we have this we're caught by this iron hook of this let's say a high esteem, thinking of oneself as being very important or high in position, and then because of that then you look down on others, and be inconsiderate about others.
Okay, any questions? Yes.
So if I want to try to help in some way about social justice issues where you go to a protest. If I go to the protest, the protesters are angry about the situation, and I'll become angry. Can I think what I think if I stay home and meditate on changing my mind, bodhicitta motivation, is that doing something positive instead of, because it feels like if I stay home and meditate, then I'm not helping. But
다 먼저 배는 남비 나추는 냠렘바랑게 쉐와이나 뭐네 소소 나라데네 다 된데 마요 소소 셈 다보자고 하면 대약쇼레스 다양 슈도고다 전에는 미 강간으로 소소 말하나요 소소 개장하대로요 차로로
뭐 들어요 때 도바이나 들어요 꿀어야 뭐 키네더네 어디고
야 그게 로에 갈아야 코로 마사바체 아니 야 탑시야 여러와.
Yeah, of course, most important thing for ourselves as a beginner, is to protect our mind. So if you stay at home and then meditate, that will protect your mind. But of course, if you go in the society, if you live in the society and what other people are doing in the society, you have to follow that too. And of course, you can follow that, but it's just that you should do it with a good motivation. And not with the anger, because somebody this is bad to that person is bad, so I'm going to protest against that. No, you should not think like that. You should think like, in order to benefit that person also who's doing bad, and to benefit the people who have done bad, and so therefore I'm going to go and do this. So if you think like that, then going in a protest, can be related with the Dharma also.
Okay. Yes.
Since I brought this up, I'd like to just offer something too. And like, I think in my experience, that like eating into the anger and then using and then having that as something that drives your reaction to social justice issue. I think for that moment, it may change something, right? Like I feel like you see that I've seen that a lot in my lifetime. However, what I would also just offer that like meditating on my own anger and being able to, generate like patience and really seeing things for what they are, because these injustices are going to happen again and again and again. It's kind of like what we're talking about, like the cycle of suffering, that for me to be able to see that, and I'm able to actually make changes in the future that impact people in a way that does not feed into the anger that I feel. And that, like, I just want to offer that.
Okay, good. Yes, Marco.
Ideally, as a bodhisattva, we should feel compassion for the murderer, correct? Because more than likely, knowing that the murderer perpetrator will probably spend his next life in a hell realm, correct?
So?
일단 미 누자 징이죠라. 미 배는 미 생일이. 미 생일은 가는 인제 공고라서 한세는 코란다 코란게 랭게 사기 어라 랭게 사지든 제마 코란다 냐올 케이스를 동안 먹은 용수기라서 대제도 코란 인지게 거라서.
어디 니지에도 뺏겨줘. 따뜻히 약속을 걸 니지잖아.
Yes, that's the best. If you can do that, you should have compassion for the murderer also.
코로나 미시 몸방 아자기 제왕한테 데려 삼나다 니지는 약속을 해야 돼.
So he is doing it out of ignorance, out of attachment, anger, ignorance, and because of that, like you said, he's creating negative karma, and as a result, he'll be born in hell and going to go through a lot of suffering. So poor guy, if you have a sympathy for like that, towards him, that's really good things to do, good thing to have.
Okay. Yes. Oh, where, Laura? Okay, yeah. Major.
So when we're staying at home meditating, can we pray for a positive outcome?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, this is a good way to also develop our own mind, some benefit for others. Okay? 내가 저기도 tel 가와금이야 말이야. 내 연구도 보다 가와금이야.
Yeah, so the most important thing is that you should not feel joyous about that. Should not feel happy or joyful about that.
Okay, yes, Laura, you good? Good.
Yeah.
Okay, Laura.
Yes, I was just going to say, I think there is a place for becoming angry, for example, at a protest. I think you can become angry at the ignorance and become angry at the attachment and at the jealousy and the anger itself that causes these people to act in ways that harm others. I think that's the healthiest way to channel, because it's almost impossible sometimes not to become angry at some situations. But why not become angry at the correct, real enemy? That's all. Yeah.
That's the best way. If you are able to do that, that's the best way. And then on top of that, yedam trabu share to doors. You want to call Sayo Matudo.
Just like the wrathful deities, they're not really showing anger to us, but to our delusions.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we have, two way how to pray, how to your motivation, how to anger. If you really want to anger, just anger that, not the person. Because this is the best way. Okay. Okay, I think we stop. Not talk too much. Okay, try to do things is meditation. Sometimes it's very difficult to relate it for our daily life here. Things going on. The opposite. How can I do that? But you have to find some to balance that. Okay, not involve for ourselves to create the negative karma that way. according to Buddhism. Okay? Okay. I think we'll stop. Good.
Please stand to page 39 for Thanksgiving model offering. Aji perki jujon retokra revaping jini de padi sangeji teguani broku namda jing lacher panshu jeton name kutse rapten jing
Nam kantene shoche
je badam loksam tepe perme sasuki drove munsel takunek yorchi Yedam Guru Ratna Mandalatam Niryatayami. From my two collections, vast in space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the paths as I discern them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, but spread of decline, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted boundless peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. Like even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous, virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that strong mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig be made in life till samsara's end. Inje Zonrupelam Echeselde Kajedenergen Unite the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So Chang Shi Tao Gyume and Sing Kong So Do Oze Chong Go Wei Man Kudru Ahanda So Do Je Ten Shu. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes without exception may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages of paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I pleasing him in return be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care, may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, and pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind causes solely for the welfare of others, for the purest and pious enlightenment. 7. Prayer of dedication. For this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious Supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and wherefore never decline, but increase forevermore. Page 75, Big Sema.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, thanks,
Thank you,
Geshe.
Geshe-la.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Geshe-la.
Thank you,
Geshe-la.
Damsha.
Thank you, Damchila.
Damsha.
Thank you, Bob.
And of course, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. Good night. Good night and good morning. Some people good night. Have a good day.